Hey guys, it's Wadzi, and today's video I'm going to be doing the struggles of being an ENFP. So if you don't know what an ENFP is, it's basically a personality type on the Myers Briggs. If you already don't know what your personality type is, you can take the free quiz, the free test down below. When I first found out about this, when my dad told me about it, I honestly didn't really read too much into my personality type, but then now the more I read into it, it's so helpful to like understand your personality type, so you know how you work and you know how you understand yourself a lot more. So yeah, I'm gonna be telling you guys, if you're an ENFP, like these are the things like you can relate to. Okay, you can relate to this. First thing is changing your mind and being uncertain about literally everything. I feel like I think I know my decision, I think I know what I want to do, but then 5 minutes later I'm like, I don't know if I made the right decision, I don't know what to do. Because we go off based on how our feelings, we quickly we base how we live our lives, how we operate on how we're feeling, and sometimes that can be really messy because feelings can be deceiving, so we never really know what to believe. We don't really look more of the facts, we more go of what we feel. So you know, a lot of the times we change our mind quite quickly. One moment and want to do this, and then the next moment I want to do something else, and it's just like I don't know what to do anymore. Like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So that also sometimes leaves us distracted because we just have too many things going on and we just find it hard to be focused on one thing. The next thing is that we actually need a lot of time to recharge and be alone, and sometimes that comes off as antisocial, but it's not that. It's just, I don't know. We are extroverts, but we are the most introverted group, so we don't really. Sometimes there's some parts of my life which I thought, I feel like I'm an introvert, but at the same time, like, I can't just be by myself for ages, because if I'm by myself for ages, then I'm going to overthink, and I'm going to not overthink and stress too much about things and feel too overwhelmed because I'll get in my own head. So then I'll be like, okay, let me meet up with people, and I just can't commit to all of it because I'm like, okay, this is just too many plans, too many people, I can't cope with it. So like I'm like fighting between one side of me wants to be really extroverted and socialized, and the other side of me just wants to be in my room and not really talk and not really hang out. Like it's really confusing, like figuring out which one I am, and like you feel like you're an introvert, but then you're just like, but like I at the same time I want to hang out with people and I recharge with other people, but there's a certain limit where I just cannot do it. Like I cannot be with someone for 24 hours. So, and it's because we're the most introverted extroverts groups, and by that I mean where we get our energy from, not by like we're shy or like, you know, there's probably introverts or like we don't like to be around people, we don't like people, like no. Next thing is that we love to people who are goal orientated, and we love to motivate and help people and push people to be the best they can be. Yeah, we're just one of those people who are just like motivated. We want people to go get what they want to get in life, and we love people who want more in life besides the, I don't know. We like people, we find it fascinating, people who want more in life, people who have goals and aspirations. We don't really find people exciting who don't really have many goals or many aspirations and just live for now, and that you wouldn't really expect us to really socialize or get really close with people like that. Talking about that, we don't really like talking about boring or mundane things. We can do, but we don't really see the point or effort in that. It's kind of draining to talk about stuff like that, like how's work, like, or how's uni, or how's this, like, are you okay, you're good. We find it tiring and draining, and we'd rather talk about other things, like, I don't know, what's going on in the world. I don't know, something with like context, something that's like deeper or or how are you feeling, or how do you feel about this issue, or what would you do if this and this. Like, we want to be challenged, we need something that's energizing. Of course, there's times where I can just talk about my life, I could talk about this in surface level things, but there's just a point where I'm just like I don't really want to talk about how my day was. I don't really want to talk about what I did in uni today. Like, I just cannot be bothered. Like, it's not, we just don't find those things that important. We just rather want to know about more deeper issues, and which is why a lot of sensing types think that's just too intense, or we're just really not into that. But we are very intuitive, and we like to feel really deep interlocked connections with people. And I noticed that with my friends, like a lot of the friends, people who I class as friends, it's because I feel like we have such a deep interlocked connection, and I can ask them those sort of things. Whereas with other people, which I wouldn't really class as friends, it's because a lot of the conversations are surface level, and that's just if we have surface level conversations, you probably don't really class you as a friend, and probably just class you as a classmate or an acquaintance. Okay, so yeah. Another thing is, we can sometimes be very unrealistic. I sometimes don't even notice I'm doing this, because we can be very optimistic, we can be very unrealistic, and when reality hits, it can be very disappointing. We're just like, we didn't expect that coming, we didn't see that to happen, because we sometimes just get excited over things, and excited about life, and excited about what's to come. And I do it all the time, and now that I know that this is a trait of mine, I watch myself when I'm doing it, because this is partly who we are. And I guess it can make us come across as naive, and in some senses that we are. But I would say that if you're an ENFP and people call you naive, use that as an advantage to yourself, because people are never really careful about people who they presume are naive, because they'll be like, oh, they wouldn't recognize, or they can't tell anyway. So use that to your advantage of people thinking you're a naive, okay? Because I know people say it to me, but I use it to my advantage. So if you're watching this, now you know. And yeah, what is the next thing? Thing is, we are good vibe readers. We're good at reading a room, we're good at knowing how people feel about things, or we're good at knowing what to say around certain people. We're good at knowing what you should do around certain people. We're good at understanding people on a deeper connection, on a deeper level. We are people. Okay, we know what type of person people are, and we see the good in everyone, and I'm meaning everyone. And I don't know, I find it really hard to hate people or dislike people, but I can say someone's like toxic or bad, but at the same time, you really have to do the most for me to dislike you. But yeah, so those are a few things that all ENFPs can relate to. If you have any more things that you feel like we can relate to, comment down below. I would love to hear and love to read. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.